Welcome back to B Movie Podcast. I'm Malaria, and Mike is in Chicago at an MC Chris concert. So this is Matt.
Hello.
He's a B movie guru of lore.
Fanatic, if you will.
So we just watched The Night of the Creeps.
Yes, Night of the Creeps, made in the 80s with Tom Atkins and a slew of other unknown B people, including Rusty from National Lampoons.
And the young scientist, that is his character name in the movie, who is also a scientist in Howard the Duck.
Yep.
And in a F ton of other shit.
He looks very science-y. He's definitely a nerd type.
So, the movie's kind of about, like, zombie slug monsters.
Kinda, I mean, it's more of an alien zombie movie because the slimy things that, the creeps, if you will, they're aliens and came down and infect people by, kind of like a reimagining of the pod people, but without creating new people, just killing them and turning them into zombies and making more slug-like things to infect more people.
Just watched the ending of Invasion of the Body Snatchers in, like, 1978.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty neat. And it had one of those endings where you think everything's fine, and then everything's
Definitely
shit.
not, yeah.
Yeah.
Much like in, Invaders from Mars. Another 80s classic movie.
Not to be confused with Mars Attacks.
Yeah. Definitely.
Which was more
Mars
like
Attacks.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes from Mars.
Pretty much.
So what got you into B movies?
I've always been a fan of horror movies, even when I was a little kid. I don't know how it started, why it started. I've just always loved, started off with watching vampire movies and stuff, and one of my favorite movies when I was a kid, and still is a favorite movie, is The Monster Squad, which actually the maker of Night of the Creeps made The Monster Squad. So, awesome stuff there. Also, I remember when I was like 5 years old, the movie that scared the shit out of me when I was a kid was The Gate, and now it's funny because if you watch it and you're just like, wow, it's really bad, but in a good way. I mean, it's a really good movie. And, Stephen Dorff as a little kid is just fucking, weird. You're like, oh man, God, he grows up to be Blade's nemesis and gets his ass kicked. It's crazy.
It's always weird watching, like, actors get older.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just saying earlier that the chick from Howard the Duck she's the ginger mom in Switched at Birth on
Lea
ABC
Thompson.
Family.
Redheads.
And I was like, who is this woman? I know her. I've seen her thousands of times. She's so familiar. And I'm like, oh, she's the duck fucker.
Yeah, and she's also in Beverly Hillbillies.
Yep.
Which was awesome.
So you have, like, a bunch of people's autographs from Night of the Creeps.
Yes, and many other movies.
Tell us the stories of how you got them.
Basically just going to horror conventions. Luckily, I mean, it's crazy because Indiana really sucks as far as everything is concerned. But for some odd reason, like, we get these awesome horror movie conventions here, like Horror Hound and Days of the Dead, and, they either hit up here or in, like, Cincinnati or Louisville, and it's crazy, but, shit happens and it's awesome, so,
There's a B movie convention that's coming here next month. I just heard about it today, so I don't know any of the details.
Yeah, it is next month. I forgot that it's August. But yeah, there's one next month. It's the Horror Hound convention, which actually, at that one,
They're doing a reunion of Monster Squad, and a bunch of people are going to be there, like Tom Noonan, who played Frankenstein, and a couple of the kids, and I want to say the guy that also played Dracula, he will be there, which will be cool. So yeah, and then Horror Hound will be back in November. Usually they don't do it like that. They do it or they'll do it like a couple times a month or a couple times a year here in Indy, and then a couple times like in either Cincinnati or Columbus, Ohio. But for some reason they're doing it back to back here. And as I was telling Mallory earlier, that the one in November here, Jamie Lee Curtis is going to be here. So that's pretty fucking sweet. Because she's never done a convention before, ever, and said that she won't ever do another one again.
So this Night of the Creeps, apparently it's like Slither.
Yeah, a few years ago they did it's not really a remake, more of a reimagining, because it's pretty much the same premise, but they go off on a completely different storyline. But yeah, the movie's called Slither. It's really, really well done. It's hilarious, and it's gory, and I don't know, it's great. Like, one of my favorite lines from it is towards the beginning, Nathan Fillion, who's the main character, is a cop in it, and he's talking to another cop that's doing like a crossing guard thing after school, and talking to a girl, and I don't know, he mentions word gina, for short for vagina, and one of the kids is like, "What's a gina?" And he's like, "It's a country where Chinese people are from." And it's just hilarious, shit like that. And yeah, I don't know, it's definitely a good one to watch if you've never seen it. Another one that's good to watch, completely off topic again, but it just made me think of it. It's not really well known or anything, but it's really well done, and a definite shock to the senses. It's I think it's on Netflix too. It used to be anyway. It's called The Woman, and really good movie. Basically, it's about just a normal family, like live on a farm and stuff, and you wouldn't think anything of it, and there's a woman, like it starts off, and she's basically like lives, out in the woods and stuff, and like she was raised by wolves. You're guessing, it doesn't really give much backstory on that, but the father of the family like finds her and ends up capturing her and stuff, and all this craziness stuff ensues. But it's really, really good. It's gory. It's fucked up. Really fucked up. I remember the first time I watched it. Not the first time I watched it, but the second time I watched it. And first time I watched it with one of my former roommates. And he, towards the end, he literally, he had to get up and walk out of the room because he was so disturbed by it. Of course, he was, really sheltered and, Christian. So it's... yeah, he couldn't really handle it, but I found that funny. Either way, good movie, so you should definitely check it out if you get a chance.
I don't know why that reminded me of I Spit on Your Grave, but that was a pretty good movie.
The remake?
Both of them.
Yeah.
The original was really, it was really artistic in the fact that they didn't have any music at all whatsoever in the whole movie.
Yeah.
No background music for anything, so you're just... she gets, brutally raped, for about 20 minutes in the movie. Mm-hmm. And you're just, it's, right in your face because there's no background music to kind of get you out of, it doesn't break the fourth wall. Mm-hmm. You're in there, and it just makes it really intense.
I have that chick's autograph, Camille Keaton, from the original. And on an original poster, but it's like an original poster because the original title of the movie was supposed to be called The Day of the Woman.
Yes, and that's why it reminded me of that.
Oh, okay. And not I Spit on Your Grave. So I got an original poster of The Day of the Woman. There was only maybe 1,000 of them ever made, and signed by Camille Keaton. And the one that she signed for me, she gave me one that was also signed by the director. So that was really cool. is expensive, but definitely worth it. You know, awesome
Yeah.
stuff is always expensive, but always worth it.
I thought that movie was awesome. She just fucking snapped.
Mm-hmm.
But this chick was like, "You motherfuckers, I'm gonna fucking kill you."
Mm-hmm.
She just like went all out and just fucking murdered everybody.
And seriously, how stupid is that, guy? It's like if it hurts, then probably she's doing something wrong. But just and then he sees
Dude,
the blood
his
and he
reaction
freaks
was
out.
epic.
No,
He was just
yeah.
like, "I can't stop bleeding. It won't stop."
Now the remake was still good. I know some people that didn't really care for it, but I thought it was brutal. Especially the end with the cop. That part was fucking amazing. I loved it.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Almost forgot about that.
I
I like any movie where they burn your face off with a lie.
Well, yeah.
Fucking love it.
I was talking about the shotgun up the ass thing.
Well, I know, but
yeah.
that was kind of part of it, and it was in the house.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because the dude that plays the mentally handicapped dude, whoever, he always plays stuff where he's like a little bit off. Like everything I've ever seen him in, like he's got some type of disorder or something, or some type of like learning disability, something. Although he was in Supernatural and he was like a MIT genius, he was just like a major redneck with a mullet. But still, I don't know. You know, like he's a good actor though.
And then another good remake I thought was Last House on the Left.
That one was okay. It's not bad. I mean, I don't know. That one's kind of comparing apples to oranges because seriously, like the original Last House on the Left, while is okay, definitely not one of my favorites just because it's hard to convey terror and stuff like that in the 70s, especially when they're playing like hippie music while chicks are like getting raped and dying. It just doesn't really work.
No, it doesn't.
But the part in the original where like the mom is going down on that guy and then she gnaws his junk off is pretty horrific for any guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the remake wasn't too bad. I've actually only seen the remake like maybe once or twice. So.
I actually like the remake better because she doesn't die.
Oh yeah.
Or it doesn't show. She could live. It doesn't really show the ending so much.
Yeah.
I just like the way the parents totally played that in
Mm-hmm.
the second one. But yeah, like you said, like the first one, it was good except for it was really campy. But I mean, they were both directed by Wes Craven.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually thinking about it while we were watching Night of the Creeps because one of Wes Craven's things that he's done consistently is made cops just bumbling idiots for police law enforcement.
Yeah.
And that kind of was the case in Night of the Creeps when they were in the medical facility looking at they were like, "Where's the second body? Did you interview that guy?"
Yeah.
And nobody had done their job. So yeah, they were both by Wes Craven, and I think he has been said that now he's done. He remade it because you could do so much more in movies now. That wasn't acceptable back then.
Which is true. Which is kind of fucked up if you think about it. I don't know. I suppose it depends because a lot of people, like back in the 70s, got away with some really crazy shit. Of course, some people these days are getting away with some really crazy shit. But then again, like Cannibal Holocaust, made back in the 70s. Awesome movie, very graphic and stuff. But back then, like the director actually had to go to court and prove that his actors were not dead because it looked that good. And but then again, it's a foreign film and it was made over in Europe somewhere. I can't remember exactly where, but they actually killed like animals, live animals. They killed like a monkey or two, and they killed a sea turtle, and this crazy stuff that they did for a movie.
Let's eat all these rare animals. Well, they're not good enough. Let's just eat people.
Yeah. So
I ate a Bengal tiger, killing all the endangered species. They're not delicious.
Yeah, so pretty fucked up. But then again, like I know of, there's a low budget company, like horror company called Toe Tag, and they've made quite a few movies, and their movies are really, really fucked up. Where actually they got detained at the Canadian border once and got arrested because some of the tapes that they had on them were from stuff that they had made and looked so real. People, that I guess the Mounties or who the fuck ever, were just really freaked out. Which, granted, if you've ever seen any of their pictures, it's just really, really fucked up, sick stuff. Like, one of their movies is called Mortem. Another one, I believe, is called Penance. So, like, yeah, I've only seen a couple of them, but the premise of the movie is, say, like, you know, say you're just walking along and you happen to see like a DVD on the ground. It has no writing on it or anything like that, and you just take it home and pop it in, and it turns out to be like a video camera, shot like that, and it's a guy walking around and doing his day-to-day thing and meeting people and whatever, and then a couple shots later he's like killing people. He's a serial killer and doing sick stuff, and so yeah, fucked up stuff.
But I've actually seen Mortem on a list of really fucked up movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also Cannibal Holocaust, Human Centipede, which I didn't think was that fucked up really.
Human Centipede, in my opinion, it grossed me out, but just because the fecal part of it, I thought it was stupid. The Human Centipede 2, I have no desire to see whatsoever.
I want to see it because I want to see everything, but...
Well, then it's on Netflix, so just watch it.
Is it?
Yeah.
The second one?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
I will watch it then.
So, but yeah, I have no
and
desire
then the
to
South
see
Park remake of Human Centipede.
Yeah, which is
I
hilarious.
want to learn to read.
Yeah.
Just doesn't want to learn to read.
I love South Park. But, yeah, I don't know. Honestly, probably one of the most fucked up movies I've ever seen, and I haven't even watched it all the way through just because it just seemed too fucked up for me, is a Serbian film.
Oh, I watched that whole thing.
Oh, fuck that movie.
Dude, don't watch it. Like, I've told people about it, I'm like, just don't fucking watch it.
Yeah, I know. Because I started off watching it, like, maybe first 10, 15 minutes of it, and it just, I don't know, it's kind of boring, but still, I end up basically just kind of fast forwarding through it just to kind of get what was going on. Yeah, so I was just like, yeah, I'm done with this. This is fucked up.
Don't watch that movie.
Yeah, it's there's a good reason why that movie is banned in several countries, and honestly why that movie was made, I have no idea.
Yeah, like, I read a lot of reviews after that because I couldn't get it out of my head. And apparently the director's been, on record saying that it's a metaphor for how the Serbian government, just fucks you. And I'm like, that's really shallow. That's not why you made this.
I mean, even like the Human Centipede, actually I do find it funny that the Human Centipede, how the guy got the funding to make that movie is that he lied about his script. He straight lied and said it was it was about something else, and and they whoever it was funded his movie, and it turned out to be something completely different than what he said it was. So yeah.
That's a total Ed Wood Jr. move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty damn funny.
How do we get to talking about fucked up shit like that?
I don't know. We've kind of been all over the place. B-movies and, Gen Con and fucking hardcore movies that you kind of want to watch just because, but then you kind of don't. It makes you feel dirty for watching them.
Yeah.
Although, another really good movie. This I do recommend. Like, it is disgusting at parts. Not disgusting,
like,
but
gross you out disgusting?
Yeah, it's like
funny disgusting?
No, not funny. Trust me, nothing about this movie is funny at all. Like, it's a very serious movie, but it's very, very dark and very gory. It's a movie called Inside. It's a French film, and basically it's about a pregnant, and she's very close to to her due
Popping out
date,
the kid.
basically. Yeah, and basically she's attacked in her home, and she's trying to like survive and everything, while this other woman who's like crazy and is trying to basically kill her and get the kid. And it's, yeah, I don't know, it's really fucked up, really intense.
I think it's based on a true story, probably. 'Cause, not too long ago, like maybe 5 years ago, that actually happened to somebody. Like somebody was murdered and somebody stole their baby.
It wouldn't surprise me. I think this movie is probably about 4 years old or so. But yeah, like I said, really good movie, really dark. But definitely worth a watch. I think it's one of the Dimension films, like their extreme films. But yeah, you can find it on DVD. I'm pretty sure it's not on Netflix or anything though.
I did see a movie, speaking of things being pregnant, about...
Things being pregnant.
It's about cows that were genetically modified to like give birth faster so that you can make more cows for farming or whatever. But something went horribly wrong, and like the vet was, examining the cow, had his hand up in her trying to feel the calf, and it ate his arm off. So it was like piranha cows. And
Wow.
like the baby cow ate its way out of the mom, and then like that baby cow that was just born was also pregnant with more piranha baby cows, and it was just like exponential rate of like giving birth to these piranha baby cows, and it was hilarious when I was watching it.
Definitely sounds like a sci-fi movie of the week or something.
Yeah.
Like Mega Piranha. Have you ever seen Mega Piranha?
No, but I saw Mega Shark versus Mega Squid.
Okay, there's so many of those different movies, whatever. But Mega Piranha, like if you ever get a chance, get with a bunch of your friends, rent it, buy it, whatever. I'm sure it's only like $10. It might even still be on Netflix. I know it was on Netflix. But yeah, you have to watch it with a bunch of your friends because it is so hilarious. It literally, one of the stars in the movie is Tiffany from the 80s. Tiffany. And it's so funny. Like the storyline of the movie is that down south somewhere, and fucking Atlantic Ocean or something. Like there are these piranha that, I don't know, some type of government thing happened, and they're growing exponentially, and it gets to the point where they get to be as big as a car, like literally as big as a car. And of course, like there's this Black Ops Special Forces badass dude, and they're like on a beach somewhere or something, and there's piranhas like jumping out of the water to try to get to him while he's on the edge of the beach, and he falls down and he starts like scissor kicking, and like it just and these piranha that are big as fucking cars, he's just like kicking them off like repeatedly, and it's so fucking funny and stupid, and they eventually like get to be as big as like a bus. And they're like jumping out of the water, like, and crashing into buildings and stuff. It is so fucking funny and hilarious, and it has no point, but it's just, you'll laugh your ass off.
Man, I really have this place in my heart for really bad movies like that. Like Mega Shark, Mega Squid, Megalodon, Mega Piranha is probably going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Metal Tornado.
Metal Tornado.
Oh, yeah.
Never heard of that one.
No, it was about, I just watched it on Netflix like 2 weeks ago. So fucking funny. It has, I don't know who's in it. Like, nobody that you would notice except for maybe, like, such generic characters that you're like, I've seen these guys in other generic movies.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about this energy corporation that's trying to, solve the world's energy crisis. So they make some scientific experiments with magnetic fields from the rays of the sun, And for some reason, they can't contain like 2% of their energy, and it just goes wild. And and it's magnetic energy, so it sucks up all the metal around it and just wreaks havoc on this tiny little Midwestern town. And they have to figure out how to stop it before their sister company in France does their test. And it's just so stupid.
Okay.
But it doesn't change the weather, so you don't know it's coming. So, like, there's no dark, ominous clouds or anything. You're just, out in the woods, chainsawing down some trees, and all of a sudden your chainsaw gets ripped out of your hand and, like, comes back and attacks you because this metal tornado's coming through.
It just sounds so bad.
It is so bad. And then I saw another movie about, I don't remember what it was called, but it was about a volcano that was possessed by the devil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I still hate you for making me watch that.
It was awesome, and you know it.
Well, if you're gonna try to, take him out, might as well come back as a volcano, or I guess he's tired of fucking possessing kids, and he's like, I'm tired of these little bastards. They never do anything. They kill 1 or 2 people, and that's it. I'm gonna, fuck it. I'm gonna possess a volcano. I'm gonna destroy everything and everyone around it.
No, but the thing about it is it started out just like Dante's Peak. I'm a seismologist, and I'm just coming here to check on your volcano, and oh wait, all this weird shit's happening. And there's no scientific explanation. He ends up at a church, and, the priest is all like, you need to go away. We don't need you here. Just trying to keep him away from the town voodoo or whatever. But no, he just has to nose into it. And turns out, like, the pretty chick that he's been dreaming about is possessed by Satan and is calling up this volcano.
Of course.
Of course.
There's always a hot chick involved.
Yeah. So that was a bad movie, but pretty funny.
There's a couple movies coming up coming out at the end of the month I'd really like to see. They're possession movies. One is actually called The Possession,
Oh, that's not, cliche or anything.
Yeah, I know. But, and then another one called The Apparition, I believe.
Ooh.
But both look pretty good, so I'm excited to see them.
So, possession movies. Totally liked The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Oh yeah, that one was
when
awesome.
It came out. And then I watched it again recently, and it's the chick from Dexter.
Yeah.
And I can't get it out of my head. I'm like, why? It's so weird now that I know that it's her.
It's what's her name? Melissa Carpenter?
Jennifer Carpenter.
Jennifer Carpenter. Yeah, hell of an actress.
Yeah. It just, she just looks weird playing a teenage girl now. She doesn't look any different.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, she's too old to be playing that part. Oh wait, that's her like 20 years ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
No, it was more like 10.
Yeah, it was probably about 10 years ago. But she was also in, Quarantine, and she was really good in that.
Yeah. Yeah, she's good. That movie was really good though. That probably is the closest exorcism story as far as like biblical lore goes.
Yeah.
It's not like fucked up for the movies. It's not. There's not a whole lot of artistic license that they took with it. It comes like straight out of what you're taught would be in church.
Well, and also it's based on a true story.
Well, yeah.
But in real life, the girl's name was Anneliese Michel, and she was German. Because I was actually stationed about an hour or two away from the town that supposedly happened in, and
Only in Europe would they allow that shit to happen.
well, actually, I mean, the funny thing about it is that this happened in real life, like, or her, possession happened, like, pretty much right around the time that The Exorcist came out in theaters. And so whenever The Exorcist came out, like, officials and everything like that, you said that a bunch of people actually started calling and saying that, their child or, people were possessed. And so when, this person called and said that, they
they need an exorcist and stuff. They just kind of blew it off and said it was a medical thing. But it's very very true to the movie that she was speaking in tongues and talking languages she didn't know and saying that she was these different entities and said that she wouldn't eat when she did eat. She was eating like bugs and like her own feces and stuff and basically it said that she died from malnutrition and she was like I want to say 50 something pounds whenever she died. A full grown woman. She was just 50 pounds. And so yeah, saying that's how she died, which I imagine that's if you were going to possess someone and basically kill them, and that's how you'd fucking do it. So yeah, crazy stuff.
Yeah. So that I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, it was good. Unlike The Last Exorcism, that
was terrible.
yeah,
And it ended so badly.
it really did. I mean, I kind of like the premise, but at the same time, it's like it's been done before,
Yeah.
so it's I don't know.
I stuck with it to the end, and then at the end, I'm just like, they could have wrapped some stuff up at the end there.
Yeah.
Instead, they just were like, oh nope, everybody's dead.
Well, I went and I saw it in theaters and stuff when it first came out because I was excited about it.
Oh yeah, me
but
too. So disappointed.
yeah, I was just like, oh, what the fuck?
I watched Exorcist 2 and 3 recently.
Oh yeah.
They're not any good.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, you would think that having a movie with James Earl Jones in it, it would be an instant hit.
No.
No.
No. I mean, yeah. Like, you'd think Exorcist 2, you're like, ooh, a grown-up Linda Blair, alright. But no.
No.
No. Pretty boring.
No. My friend Stacy actually met Linda Blair.
I've met her before. That chick is tiny. Like, you can't really tell it on TV. Probably early 60s now. But, I mean, she still looks good, though, for her age. Damn, she looks good. But she is tiny as shit. She's probably only, like, 5'1" or 5'2" or something. Yeah. I heard they're going to remake The Exorcist 2, which pisses me off and annoys me. Which, I don't know. Like, that movie is so classic. It's like, how can you remake it? It's like remaking The Godfather.
Didn't they already remake The Exorcist?
No.
They truly remastered or something in like 2000.
They didn't remake it. They added new scenes that were that had been deleted from the original film.
Like the crab walking down the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that was it.
That was pretty cool, the crab walking. But I can see why they took it out of the movie in the fucking 70s.
Yeah.
That would have freaked some people out. Because not too long before that, people were freaked out when you had close-ups of people. They're like, where's their torso?
Yeah.
Oh my god, they killed that person. What is this witchcraft of moving pictures? They captured their souls. So that's all we have for today.
I could go on for days.
For days, but we need to save some of this for next week.